Good morning, everybody. So, sometimes you come across stuff you'd rather not see. And while I kind of assumed that there was a way that people were able to do this, I guess I wasn't entirely sure on how, but this seems like the most plausible scenario, and it's kind of scary. And it all starts here, tarkov.dev. For those of you that haven't seen this website, it's actually a fantastic resource, although I don't know how applicable it is in terms of the TOS and whether or not this is actually supposed to be doing what it's doing, or whether or not Tarkov could even turn it off if they wanted to. In this case, it gives you information on just about everything that you could possibly want. Detailed maps, every bit of information you could possibly want about every item in the game, what every trader has, the bosses, their spawn rates, their behaviors, whether or not you can generate profit off of hideout crafts, and the list goes on and on and on. Even stuff down to whether or not the wipe is going to be a certain amount of days and when you could expect the wipe to possibly end. I mean, it's just about every single piece of information. However, if you click on this section about players, you can start looking people up. And this is the interesting problem. So as part of the data scraping that Tarkov Dev does for all things related to Tarkov and its goings-on, one of them is a player database where you can look up the names of a bunch of different players. The thing is that this isn't getting logged based on player name. It's being logged based on an ID number that every player gets assigned throughout the course of their character's creation. The moment that you create an account, the character, the player that you create, that PMC that you make, is given a unique ID number. That ID number is being scraped by tarkov.dev and turned into this. Now, I'm not showing what the actual player ID numbers are, but here is a repository of an awful lot of well-known content creators and their associated ID numbers. And this is not the entire list. This is just some of it. Why is this important? Well, you ever have one of those moments where you ask a streamer whether or not they think that cheating in Tarkov is a bad thing, and then they end up saying something along the lines of, I don't really see it all that often. Or better yet, you end up having a content creator that says, I'm being constantly harassed by the same group of people that are cheating, finding me in raids and killing me repeatedly. That happened to Blazed, or Vibin, actually, for like 18 straight months. Well, that is because of stuff like this. This list is not directly from tarkov.dev, but it's made using the information that tarkov.dev pulls. They then add this to cheat overlays so that cheaters are capable of identifying almost immediately whether or not there is a well-known content creator running around in their games. So either they are content creators that get targeted, or they are content creators that get avoided entirely. And they are more or less using the information that tarkov.dev generates in order to make all of this happen. Now, I don't necessarily blame the guys over at tarkov.dev for making the website that they did. As a resource, it's actually really good. But this is the issue when you start getting into too much information, because now we have cheat developers that are creating means by which to skew the information that guys like us end up feeding to people like you. Either the cheating is really awful, or the cheating is almost never seen, depending, of course, on who the person is and whether or not they're being targeted. I would personally like to see BSG do something about this, if only so that people like us could end up giving you guys a relatively realistic idea of what to expect when you play this game from a cheating standpoint. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Thanks so much for coming and checking out the video. If you'd like to come by and check out a stream sometime, you can do that at twitch.tv/Onepeg. Otherwise, please sub the channel here, maybe even hit the bell if you end up enjoying the content that you see, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Peace.